Sure.
Nothing to you from Detroit, huh? When you flip on the film, what do you see LaMelo Ball bringing to this Hornets squad versus last time you had him?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that question. Just before I do, though, my heart and our prayers is going out to the Warriors and their staff and their organization and Coach Miljović's family. Devastating news, and we all feel it. Just young, 46 years old, and just want to make sure I mention that before we get going. That that's just we have to enjoy life. It is definitely not promised, and just want to make sure we send our thoughts and prayers to them. So.
Did you know him from your time there?
I didn't know him, but I still know a lot of the coaches there, and they talked about him and raved about his personality, his presence, and what he meant to the players and the coaching staff and the organization. So.
As far as LaMelo and the impact he's having on this Hornets squad?
He's a dynamic talent, and I'm sure that they're glad to have him back. 6'7", can handle it, point guard, can see over the defense, can shoot the ball, is a playmaker. So he's you have to make sure that you keep him in check from the start of the game because he makes their team go.
Brandon Miller questionable, but if he goes tonight, defensive priorities from three-point line on him?
Yeah, he's another young, talented player that can get it going on both ends of the floor. He's solid. He can knock down shots. He gets his mid-range, and so for us, it's about coming out with a defensive mindset first. We continue to talk about it, and then that allows us to have a better offensive game when we can get stops and rebound.
You mentioned a shoot-around today and about the long road trip thing and coming back in that first home game back. Why is that a thing in the NBA? It just seems to be one of those deals where you might be a little flat coming out.
I think it's human nature. It's fatigue. You're gone away for a long time, and then you come back home, and it's just you're trying to resist your own human nature to be fatigued, and that's just a part of the NBA. Every team has to go through it where they're gone, graph on a road trip, and then they come home, and it's like that first game back. It's always a tough game, so we have to resist that as best we can and go out and continue to execute.
Played 10 guys in Dallas on Monday. Do you feel like with the rotations, you want to give that like a couple of games? Is that something that could change from game to game? Just where you're at there?
Yeah, I think it'll change from game to game, but I like 10 during the regular season. You get a chance to see what all your substitution guys can do. You get to mix up some rotations, and then as we progress, we may talk about being at 9 or what have you. But right now, it's really game to game. We got 11 guys in our minds, that 11 plus, that can come in and help us. So.
And we've seen Matt Ryan do some shooting, some jogging just off to the side. Is there anything you can say just about how he's progressing?
Yeah, he's getting better and better. Like you said, he's on the floor now. He's shooting. He had a one-on-one game recently. So he's getting there. He's getting closer.
And obviously, CJ is a good shooter, but just what are you seeing, just the way y'all are operating on offense and the way he's playing, that's allowed him to shoot such a high percentage on three-pointers this season?
Yeah, I think it goes back to CJ's off-season commitment. He was committed to being in elite conditioning. He was in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, multiple times a day, and it's led to his efficiency this season, and he gets an opportunity to play off BI and Z's gravity, and when those guys are pushing and attacking the paint, he's the recipient of their kickouts, and he's shooting the ball at a high level.
It seemed like at the end of that Denver game and throughout that Dallas game, Z had a different type of bounce in his step, just the way he was moving around. What are you seeing, just the way he's looking out there physically and just how he's progressed throughout the season?
Well, I've seen him get better, and really it's on the defensive end. I've seen him make strides defensively, make strides rebounding the ball, and when he's attacking on both ends of the floor. He's tough to deal with. And as the game progresses, the last couple games that you mentioned, I've seen him get it going more and more as the game has progressed, and we need that from him.
And Willie, you talked about after yesterday's practice, late game execution was a big part of that practice. Is that the biggest priority right now in trying to get that turned around, trying to, write those minutes?
It's definitely one of them. I try to be careful. As a coach, we have a tendency to want to fix everything, and we definitely want to highlight some of the things that we're doing well. We still chop the season up in 10-game increments, and so we went 7-3 in the last 10. Our defense was ranked first, offense 6. So we've done some things well, but that's an area that we continue to look at because we know we can improve and take major steps if we take care of the basketball and make our free throws.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.